Hey you guys, it's Peter! Ba-boom, boom, boom. And I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. That person was just picking a booger in their nose. Why would you pick a booger in your nose while you're driving? I hate that, so disgusting. That is a whole rant all on its own, and then they flick it on the floor. Ugh, can't stand that. Anyway, when it's a Sunday and you're burning your ass off and all you want to do is go to the swimming pool, where is my card? When you want to go to the swimming pool, but you go to the swimming pool and 9 million kids are there, it's time to make a rant video. This card's going to come into play here in just a second. Some of you know what this card is. It's a very expensive card. Not a credit card, but a card, just the same. So I got up today and Alex and I were putting together our new bed, of which any kind of technological issue, I don't wear my glasses so I can't do math, but any kind of technological issue between the two of us always causes a little bit of strife. And I said, hey, why don't we go to the pool? He goes, okay. So I said, well, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna get us some coffee, and he drinks tea. And I said, I'll drive by the pool and I'll see, you know, how crowded it is and whatever. Now, we live in this old lady neighborhood, okay? I mean, the average age is like 80 years old. We pay these outrageous homeowners association fees for what? This card right here. This card right here will get you into a pool with one guest, okay? Our pool looks like a backyard kidney-shaped pool, okay? Now, you'd think it's an old lady neighborhood. There aren't many people in there, right? In the summer, there aren't many old ladies up in there, except for that one old lady. She sits over there. Her name is Marlene. She sits across there with those little... Now, you see those two boys over there? Two of the nicest homosexuals I've ever met. She shouts this shit across from that pool. It just drives me nuts. But anyway, with older people come grandparents, and with grandparents come what? Lots and lots and lots of little kids in the summer. Oh my God. And the pool is always packed with these little kids. And you know what comes with little kids in the pool? Pee. That's right. Pee all over. The pool's about to be turned yellow. Makes me think of those old signs back in the day. If you're as old as I am, you remember those signs. You go to like somebody's pool, like in their backyard, and they'd have those signs, and they were so funny, and they would say like, we don't swim in your toilet, please don't pee in our pool. Or they would say things like, welcome to our ool, notice there's no pee in it, let's keep it that way. I used to love those signs, they're so fucking hilarious. Anyway, so I went up to the pool today, and of course, there's 9 million kids there. And I'm like, well, Jesus, I don't want to go to the pool with all those kids there. And they just bounce and bounce and play and play and play. And, you know, back in the day when I was a kid, I mean, I was, even though it's hard to believe, I would go into the pool, and I can remember my mom and I would play, and we would play Marco Polo, and we would do that one game called Chicken where you grab your arm and you try to knock the other person down. And then I would splash my mom, and my mom would be like all fun and games, and then you splash her, she'd be like, oh no, baby, not the contacts. Mama's got contacts in, right? And I always thought that was so funny, and I would just keep on splashing her until she would get out of the pool, and then I'd be pissed that she got out of the pool. Well, now I'm 45 years old, I wear contacts, and I think it's all fun and games when you're in the pool with the kids, and don't they look cute and all that kind of stuff, until they splash people, and then I'm like, oh no, baby, not mama. Mama's got contacts in. You don't splash mama with the contacts. It's why I don't go to the city pool anymore. My ex and I, we used to go down and visit our good Judy's, Rhonda, and Kyla at the Seymour City Pool. I loved the Seymour City Pool. Now, if you live in a town where you go to the city pool, I think it costs you about $5 to get in the city pool. It's ice cold in the city pool, and that's kind of what I love. And they have those lines that go down the middle of it. Do you remember that? And then they would have the concession stands. You can get your frozen Snicker bars and nachos. I love the eating at the pool. The eating at the pool is part of what I love. This is kind of not so much a rant video as it is how much I love the swimming pool video, but that's not the point. The point is I couldn't go to the swimming pool today because why? Because I pull in and there's 15 cars when our neighborhood is all walking direction to the pool. So these are all people that are liars straight from the pit of hell that are coming in there using somebody else's damn card. Now, you want to know why this card plays into play? Okay. We pay over $400 a month for homeowners association fees. Why? For a pool, snow removal, which they never do anyway. I slip sliding away all over the ice and snow. And then the swimming pool, okay? And the lawn care is what they do. Our lawn is about the size of a toolbox. So anyway, so I'm so pissed about this because I couldn't find this card this year, right? So I stopped the pool guy on the street. He walks his dog left and right, all up and down the street, all day long, walks his dog around this. So we live in like a crazy 8 or whatever you call that, right? People always want to get so mad at me about things. Like, I was so, like, somebody said to me in a video, they said something about, oh, we don't call it, like when you sit, you know, in a certain style when you're in kindergarten, and I called it something in a video, and they said, oh, that's cultural appropriation. We don't call it that anymore. We now call it crisscross applesauce. I'm 45 years old. I'm never calling it crisscross applesauce. I don't give a shit all day long. Anyway, so I stopped this guy in the street, and I've learned you charm more bees with honey than you do with anything else. So I was like, or whatever the saying is, it doesn't matter. Anyway. So I stopped him. I said, hey, we haven't met. I'm Peter, blah, 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 whatever. Even though my mother moved in there in 1994, okay? So what, 23 years? I'm like, our condo is the longest family estate in the neighborhood. Estate, my ass. Anyway. So I said to him, I said, we lost our card last year. Now, let me tell you what happened, okay? 3 years ago, we had codes. 2 years ago, we had wristbands, like when you're at an all-inclusive. Last year, we got these cards, and this year, with as many guests as you wanted. And this year, we have a guest, or you have a card plus one guest, which is a lie straight from the pit of hell, like I said, because you go to the pool, and you see one old lady grandma, and she's got 15 kids with her, okay? All under the age of 10, throwing shit with their noodles. I hate those noodles. Those noodles drive me nuts and all kinds of stuff, right? It's no fun. So anyway, I just like to lay by the pool, listen to my earphones, and just kind of relax. But you don't want to get splashed every 5 seconds and they think that's funny, right? Mama's got her contacts in, don't you remember? So anyway, I said, hey, we lost our card. Oh, I said, oh, you know, hey, how's you doing, and all that kind of stuff. And I said, hey, listen, I haven't met you before. I'm Peter, you know, blah, blah, blah. My husband's Alex and whatever. And he said, oh, yeah. And I said, we lost our card. I need to get another card. $400 a month in a homeowners association fee. And he goes, oh no. And I go, what? He goes, did you read the rules of the pool? I said, no, I didn't read the, what? There's rules to the pool? I mean, like, no glass, no smoking, no swimming after 10. He was like, oh, you can't, I can't give you another card. And I go, what do you, I can't issue another card. Issue me another card. You know he's got a box of 9,000 he's sitting in his garage. I go, issue me another card. He goes, yeah. He goes, it's $25, blah, blah, blah. I go, I have to pay $25 for those plastic cards. He was like, yeah, I need to talk to the board about it. The board has to approve me giving you another card. I go, whoa, wait a second. You have to talk to the board for them to approve for a homeowner in this neighborhood to get another card, and then I have to pay $25 for the card? He was like, yeah. He goes, well, maybe I can get you another card. I go, yeah, well, why don't you go check? So I'm so pissed about this whole thing, right, that I'm like digging through fucking drawers left and right in my house, and I finally find this card, right? So about a week later, he tells me he's going to deliver the card the next day. Oh, no, ma'am. A week later, he calls me. I might have wanted to be swimming left and right all day long, doing, you know, Marco Polos and butterflies and dives and all kinds of things in this pool. But no, he didn't call. He didn't ask for me if I wanted the card. A week later, he calls me and he goes, I've noticed I didn't get a message with you about the card. Well, he said he was going to call me and bring the card by. I said, so he said, could you give me a call back? So I call back and his wife answers the phone. She's like, hello? And I said, yeah, could I speak to so-and-so? She's like, he ain't here right now. And I said, okay, well, I said, she goes, who is this? I said, well, this is Peter, and I live down there. And she, I don't know no Peter. I said, I know you don't know me. Your daughter works at the gas station. I said, your husband's in control of the pool. Yeah, you need one of them cards? I thought, oh, no, ma'am. Now, listen, she was quick to know that. I said, I thought she knows everybody in this neighborhood's needing a new card, right? Fuck that card. I said, yeah, you tell him I found my card. I won't be needing a replacement card, and he won't need to be talking to the board. She goes, I'll pass your message on. Now, that was a month ago. Now, guess what? I haven't been to the pool one time. You know why? Because there's always 15 kids there. People bringing DiGiorno pizzas and cutting them at the pool and then leaving their trash right there. It's just a mess of trouble. I can't stand it. My mother back in the day, she could not be bothered. She would go right up there to the pool with her little satchel and her book and her sun hat and everything like that. And if she wanted to get in the pool, she didn't care if there was 20 people. My friend Tanya, my good Judy Tanya, she still loves the story to this day. My mother would get in that pool, and I swear to God, from end to end, she'd go like this and just do her backstroke. And then when the kids would part their way, she'd go, just doing the backstroke, folks, just doing the backstroke. She could not be bothered. My mom did not care at all, not one bit. I'm telling you, she was like, this is my damn pool, I pay for it, I'm gonna be in there. And back then, association fees were like under $100. She was getting quite a deal. I'm over it. And I miss the days back when you would go, do you remember you go to the city pool? Now, as a kid, I hated this, but as an adult, I loved it when you go to the city pool. And then they would have adult swim, and all the kids would have to sit on the side. They'd be like this, like, come on, come on. And it'd be like 20 minutes, and all the lifeguards would like dive off the high dive and stuff. You go, oh my God. And you have that one like lifeguard. For me, it was always that guy, but I never admitted to it. And he was so handsome and tan, and he would just sit there with his whistle all day long like this. And then you just sit there and you'd watch him dive, and then he'd go back and sit in that chair. Oh my God, I always wanted to be a lifeguard, but I wasn't. I never was a lifeguard. But I love to swim. I'm scared to death of sharks, but anyway. Really, the only thing that you really need to remember from all this is, number one, don't take your kids from the pool. If you need to take your kids to a pool, you need to build a pool, okay? And if you need to build a pool, you can go up to Walmart. They got them for about $200. Number two, the other thing that you need to, and don't ever let your kids poop in the pool, okay? That's disgusting. If I had a child, and I will never have a child, but if I had a child and that child ever pooped in a pool, that would be the last time that child was ever in a pool in their entire life. That is the grossest shit I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? And the last thing, as a reminder of that, is one thing that you need to always remember, first and foremost, forever and ever, amen, is we don't swim in your toilet. Please don't pee in our pool. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.